Hey, NFT Plazas community, it's Jake again. I'm here with the founder of a really interesting project. Really excited to learn more about it. Can you just introduce who you are, your project, and how you got into the NFT space to begin with?
Sure. My name is Nissanoff. I'm the CEO and founder of Game of Silks, which is located at silks.io. I'm a 5X serial web entrepreneur with 5 companies that I've built, 2 in Web3. Last company we just sold to the NFL. It was a fantasy football game. Game of Silks is about horse racing, as you can say, right? So what we do is we take every horse that's born in the United States and registered to race as a thoroughbred racehorse, and we tokenize them into an NFT. Okay? 20,000 horses a year are born and registered to race. We take each one of them, we turn them into an NFT. That NFT tracks the horse from the day it's born to the day it dies. And every data point around that life cycle is captured in the NFT. When you own an NFT of this horse, and take a look at that, that's the NFT right there. Okay? Very cool. That's what the horse looks like. Okay? That's a real horse. It's just tokenized. When that horse races and wins in the real world, let's say that horse wins a $100,000 prize purse, you win $100,000 in the Silks Metaverse. When that horse breeds, so a stallion can breed 200 horses a year, when those horses are sold, because remember, we tokenize every horse, eventually that offspring is going to be sold by us. You own the stallion, you get a percentage of every transaction. You can build land, you can develop stables, develop farms, develop estates, use these assets to build businesses. So you can syndicate your horse, sell off pieces of it. You can invite people to pool their horses and stake them on your farm so that everybody shares in the profits. You can build a storefront from your stables to curate a collection of horses that you love and sell them, so people, instead of going to OpenSea and having to scroll through 100,000 horses, can come to your farm because you have a track record that's published. It's kind of like a wine store where somebody wants a bottle of wine but they don't know where to go, so they rely on you to curate it. Same thing in horse racing, or like a hedge fund. And that's basically what we do. That's
awesome. So, there's another popular horse game out there, Zedrun.
Yep.
Got to ask this question: how are you guys different from them, and how did did they inspire you in any way, shape, or form? Just how are you guys different?
Sure. So Zedrun is a great game. It has nothing to do with what we do, except that it involves horses. Zedrun is what I refer to as a PvP, or player versus player betting game. It's like a sit-and-go poker tournament. You buy a fake horse, they're fake. You pick a contest to enter. You pay the money to enter the contest. When 11 other people come in, they pull a slot machine. Through the algorithm decide who's going to win the race, and then animate it. And the top 3 winners win the money. So it's a zero-sum game. Everybody puts in money and the same amount of money comes out. Our game is based on the real world of horse racing. Our horses are real horses, tokenized, and the outcome of the races are what drives the game. The game is about risk diversification. It's not about betting. So you make your money as the owner of a racehorse. It's like a dynasty fantasy horse ownership game. It has nothing to do with betting. So very different game.
No, sounds super sick. What's the how can someone get started? You just need to, is there a marketplace? You just go on, you buy a horse? Like, what's the best way to start playing?
Sure. So the best way to start is by getting an avatar. You need an avatar, a Silks avatar, to play the game. It's your entry point. Every avatar is unique. It represents your family crest or your stable. So once you have that, your horses are draped in the same colors. Your stables are draped in the same colors. Flags on your farm fly with those colors. And that's how you get in the game. We minted the first half of our collection 80 days ago. It's sold out. It's trading at 7x what it minted for in a bear market. One of the top projects on the Ethereum blockchain. We just launched our second mint. You can go on today and you can mint one of them. They come with a claim for a free piece of land in the Metaverse, which in and of itself is very valuable. Or you can buy it on the secondary market, either the land or the avatars. In September, we drop our first collection of horses, and in October, the game begins, the Metaverse opens.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about more of the Metaverse aspect of it? So, you can own lands, I guess. So I guess all these horses are tokenized in the real world, so you couldn't like breed them yourselves, right? So how does the metaverse play into the game?
Sure. So the metaverse is land. You buy land. You have to assemble a contiguous set of land, a minimum of 10 acres. Once you do that, you can then buy a stable, build a farm, build an estate, and start bringing in horses and turn that into a business. And that's where the gamification begins, right? The horses are like playing fantasy. When you own Tom Brady in a fantasy football game, you don't control him, but you control the lineup. You choose to start Tom Brady over, Russell Wilson, for example, right? That's your decision, and then you turn on the TV and you watch the game come to life, and now you're rooting for your players, right? In our game, you're building your stable. Who do I want to own? Who do I want to own wholly? Who do I want to own a piece of? I can syndicate a piece. I don't have to buy the whole horse. Or I could sell off pieces of the horse. You can get in the game that way. And then once the horses race, that's when the fun begins, right? You can go to the racetrack and watch your horses race. You can get a live feed from us to watch the race. You could go into your estate, and with all your syndication partners, you can watch it on a Twitch shared channel in your estate. Or you can walk over to Santa Anita if your horse is racing there at 3 o'clock, and we're going to simulcast that race with your NFT. So what you saw in that box with that NFT is exactly what you're going to see, except that horse is going to be racing in the real racetrack at the real time. So anywhere in the world eventually, when there's a horse racing, you can walk into the track and it's literally happening at the same time.
That's awesome. How'd you get all the data for these horses? Do you have partnerships with the farms or that breed them, or how does that?
It's a great question. We get asked that question all the time. The answer is there's a mature body of law called fantasy law in this country that allows all these games to operate without having to pay a dime in licensing fees. You can use the name Tom Brady. You can use the name the Buccaneers. You can use the information that he's a quarterback, threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and 50 rushing yards, and not pay anybody a dime. If you use his likeness, his picture, you have to pay for that. If you use the logo of the Buccaneers, you have to pay for that. In horse racing, you have 20,000 new rookies entering the game a year. All that data is public domain. We don't have to pay a dime for it. That's how we do it.
I see. Okay, very cool. Wow, I think you really got something here. It's really sick. No, really cool. So last but final question, where's the best place to get NFT news on the internet?
NFT Plazas is the best place to get NFT news on the internet.
There we go. Thank you so much, guys.